everybody, welcome back to another episode of Awesome Sunday Show. Connor back as usual.
Pat?
And it's been a little while since we had a guest on, but we have a very special guest back, and he is not just very special, but he's very special times 4, times that 4 times 8, divide it by 2, but then times it by 100. That's how special he is. So very special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself before I start talking more?
Hey guys, my name is Bill.
Welcome back, Bill.
Thank you.
We said you were welcome back anytime, so we invited you back again.
Yeah, no, it's been a while though.
How was your experience of me asking you to come back on the show?
It was heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
You looked like a nervous 6th grader asking a girl for a first-time kiss.
Yeah, I know, I was. I still have never
He's
gotten
still
that kiss
waiting
from
on
that
that
girl.
kiss.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on it.
The 6th grade girl?
Yeah.
All right.
Not that 6th grade girl, just a 6th grade girl in general. But
No, I got it.
I'm just kidding. That's really
You're not
messed
too
up.
picky.
Yeah. So Pat's texting because he's a rude bastard.
No, I'm not. I'm
Snapchatting?
making a good Snapchat
Yeah.
that would be appreciated
And
after this.
that's what we do. We record shows, and Pat just doesn't do his job. Pat technically is in charge
I think
of
he does more than you.
Well, no. Yes,
I
he
am
does.
the podcast. It would not be successful.
He
without
does.
me.
I'm the
He
one
technically
who
takes
podcasts.
care of the audio because he's looking at all the little lines that go up and down.
Your level.
taking care of the tests and the
Yeah,
levels.
he does do that, but
and
while-
we record it on my laptop.
But like this, like with the
In
screen I'm looking at right
conversation,
now, make sure everything's okay. And Pat's on his cell phone, not looking.
Because
at the
I'm
screen.
making a
used to
very
call
good
me on
Snapchat
my
that's going to be
cell
I think
fun.
it's gonna be a shitty Snapchat. But anyway, so
Relax.
I can't make fun of my friends.
No, don't slam a bottle opener.
All right,
I quit the podcast. That's it. You
Sorry,
start
guys.
with Ramsey.
All right, so Bill, you know
Yep.
why I brought you here.
My butthole isn't loose, but I think I know why.
That's for after.
All right,
But
sorry guys.
so, Bill,
Yep.
you like video games.
I love them.
You do love them. I love video games.
Good.
Pat loves video games.
I do.
So, and it is February. And
Is it already? Yeah.
yeah, it's February. My birthday is in less than 2 weeks. So yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about your
No one does.
I'm gonna ignore
Not
it.
even my parents. They haven't even said anything yet. So that's just kidding. I love you, Mom and Dad, even though you don't listen to the show. But my aunt does. My aunt
Oh,
listens.
God.
Shout out to my aunt Donna. So I figured, hey, 2016 is still young. We're 1 month in there. We still have 11 months to go.
We do.
I thought of let's do a list of our most anticipated video games.
Yeah, 1 month in. That's a good time to start.
And I also, too, this is going to be the area where Nintendo starts announcing a lot of NX news, pretty
X gonna
much.
give it to you.
X going to give it to you. And
Shout out to Game Over Greggy show. I don't
yeah,
wanna
I love that show.
I don't want to copyright
He,
infringe
every time they bring up NX, he
Yeah.
does the X going to give it to you thing.
that. And I love it.
Yeah, Kind of Funny Gamecast is a really good show.
Yeah.
And the PS I Love You XOXO
Yeah, all of their shows,
is
to be
better than Podcast Beyond.
I actually never listened to Podcast Beyond. I
love
don't know
Podcast
why,
Beyond.
But the fact that they broke out on their own just gave them so much more
Yeah.
like freedom.
They were
And
like
their shows are amazing.
when Less Than Jake pretty much like left the big record company and just did take Sleep It Off Records. They've released much better music.
yeah, and
so
that's I think what they're doing now.
that's exactly what they're doing, and it's great. Kind of Funny is awesome. I've listened to it since the beginning. I'm on your boat.
Yep.
So
Same here.
yeah. So I want to just address some NX rumors and what we think it's going to be, and like what Nintendo should maybe what we think Nintendo should do, even though we have no experience in the
yeah.
video game industry, but we love video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're right.
We are right.
Yeah,
We're
Nintendo-
So we get what we want because
We're-
we're right.
always right.
Yeah, Nintendo probably has no idea what they're doing, so we probably have a better
Well,
idea.
I mean, they sit on a bet of $13 billion, so they know what they're doing to a certain
And
point.
they've only been a company since the 1800s.
Oh, that's
so.
true. 127 years they've been a company.
I don't know if you guys have a fact checker.
No, that is
No, it
true.
is.
Yeah, they
1880 something.
they started making like playing cards, and they also owned Love Hotels
shit.
too
Okay.
back in the day.
Wow.
Yeah,
You do learn something every day.
yeah. Nintendo's been around for a long.
This is the
time.
Today I Learned podcast.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. So, Bill, you have a list in front of you. I want
do.
you. I don't know whether you have like a number one or if you just have a list or however you want to say it. You are the guest. So, Pat, what's the tradition for guests?
Guess I always go first.
Guests always go first. So, Bill, I would love for you to go first.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not in any particular order. It's just a list of games that I am looking forward to this year. I guess I'll start with whatever's at the top of my list. The first one would be The Division. The beta just finished up. I was able to play it for a couple hours, and I loved it. The gameplay felt smooth. It wasn't too clunky. And it's third person. I don't know why I wasn't expecting that. For some reason, I thought first person, even though the trailer showed third person. Just, I guess I forgot about it. But just seeing it third person kind of took away the feel of a Call of Duty or a Battlefield kind of game. Just made
Which is
it
good.
a little more.
There's enough of
little-
those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little more individualized. And like I said, the cover system that they use, just going from like bunker to bunker, like wall or anything like that, it was just easy to go from point to point. I did encounter a few people in my experience, and it was just easy. I mean, the experience, leveling up, the RPG aspect of it, it's just going to be like kind of a good combination of two worlds, shooters and RPG elements. Plus, being a massive online game, should just be a lot of fun whenever. I think it's coming out next month, March something. I think
Yeah, I
it's coming
think it's March.
Yeah.
so it's just a different kind of shooter.
Wait. There's a Division beta out now.
Just finished.
It just finished,
like, last
but the
week.
game comes out next month.
Correct.
So it's not a beta.
I mean, that's what they listed it as.
It's
I
not
know
a
it's not
beta.
a beta because the game's not in development anymore.
No, yeah, that's not a beta.
The only thing I can see
Well,
it
to
being
be
a beta
fair,
for
Battlefront
is,
did the same thing.
Yeah, I know. It's exactly. That's not a beta.
No, but I
yeah.
think they're going to use it as they say beta because if there's any patches on release day that they need to fix, like if there's any like broken things that they can use it. But I know what you're getting at.
Yeah.
It's not a game that's going to need.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I know it's a month out.
That's like if I put. That's like if I made a. That's like if I made a cookie dough and
Yeah.
I put it in, and like you have to put it in the oven for 15 minutes.
and then you
And I
fuck
took
up
it
the
out.
recipe.
And I took it out 12 minutes, and I said,
Oh.
"This is the dough.
Right.
Tell me how the dough is."
No, I get it.
And-
I know where you're coming
yeah,
from.
I'm
it
sure the
doesn't-
cookies would be done a little bit more than that, but go ahead.
15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Still eat the raw cookie dough at that
not
point.
if not after the Chips Ahoy ones because those are like really small.
Well, then you're not getting the right cookies.
Just like your dick.
Wow. How would you know that, Pat?
Did
seen it.
any of you guys play the beta? Or whatever kind
No,
wants to
it's
call it?
okay. Well, I don't
Let's
know.
just
whether
refer
we're-
to it as the beta.
Yeah, we'll refer to it as the beta. But
I
every time
did
we
not.
say beta, we have to do this with our hands.
Because
The
people are going to
jack-off
see
motion?
that.
No, not that. The quotation stuff. Even though no one can see us doing it.
Okay, so just for your happiness, I'll do beta.
Like when Homer Simpson is on the phone with Mr. Burns in every episode. That he's not in every episode, but like he like starts making faces, and Marge is always reminding him, Homer, he can't see your
Yeah.
face. Like,
That's what we're doing? Okay. So either of you guys play it?
I did not.
No, I no.
Okay. Are you looking forward to the game?
I mean,
Would you-
I am. I just didn't get around to playing the beta.
Gotcha.
the way you talk about it actually kind of intrigues me, to
Yeah.
be honest.
I mean, I know you're an RPG fan and you're obviously a shooter fan, so just
Yeah.
the combination of that. That's what got me. It's just
Right.
RPGs, obviously, and then Call of Duty, playing that for years. So, second game on my list would be Uncharted 4. I'm still working through the Uncharted collection because
How far are you?
I'm midway, probably not even midway through Uncharted 2.
Dude,
the best
Uncharted
one.
2 is probably one of my top 10.
That's what I've heard, that Uncharted 2 is probably the best one.
It's amazing. I mean, Uncharted 3 is great,
Right.
but Uncharted 2 is just
Uncharted
one of
2
the best
is
games
so much
I've ever
better.
played.
It's so much better. Uncharted 3 is great.
And that's the thing, like I never had a PS3, so I never got to play these games when they were first released. And the
Yeah.
fact that they released all three of them for one price, I'm like,
Yeah.
let me
That's
jump on
why I
this.
don't knock Sony so much for releasing the games on PS4 that were on PS3. Even though like it does get me mad when like games that are only out for a year get a HD remaster
Right.
or not, or just a remastered version in general,
Re-release, whatever.
or
yeah.
re-release, yeah, or if like for example, like Devil May Cry that was on PS3 and Xbox 360, and they released it like a year and a half later
Right.
on PS4 and Xbox One. It doesn't look any different. I bought it and I
No,
was like,
not that far.
yeah,
away.
and
It's your fault for buying it.
but exclusives, I don't. Yeah, I know. I guess I fully acknowledge that. I wish I didn't. But PS3 exclusives, I give a pass to a lot of times because 75% of PS4 owners didn't own a PS3.
Me included.
Yep,
Yeah.
I was 360 last
So-
gen, so
That makes perfect
Yep.
sense. Like that doesn't bother me that they're re-releasing it.
Especially
Re-releasing it,
huge
that's-
games
yeah.
like
right,
that.
especially the three of them together. like-
Exactly. That's great value right
of
there.
course, yeah. Because
So
the games, I mean, I obviously finished the first one. It was just the humor, the story behind it, the gameplay was simple. All the collectibles and stuff you had to find. It was just
You know, the first one is the hardest set of all three.
Is it really?
It pisses me off.
yeah, it is the hardest, but it's not hard because they made it that way. It's just unbalanced in a lot of areas.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's the first one, so they
yeah.
Yeah.
had to work on it a little bit. But yeah, Uncharted 2, this intro with the I don't know if you guys remember
Dude,
with
can't
the
wait till
plane
you get
and
to
the
everything
end.
like that. Yeah,
It's intense.
Can't wait till you get to the
I
end.
know. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, even seeing the trailer for Uncharted 4, I don't think I had the collection at the time, but you just seeing the trailer for Uncharted 4 and just everyone getting hyped about it, I was like, you know what, these games are
Makes you feel like Indiana Jones.
yeah, Indiana Jones and kind of the story behind National Treasure. Even though Nicolas Cage is in that movie, just the humor. I don't know.
Dude,
behind
I
the
love
movie.
National Treasure. I also love Nicolas Cage.
Oh, God, all right. I think that's like 2 or 3 strikes on you already.
Oh, you don't come on. Then you have to come on this podcast more often. I have a lot of strikes.
Well, if you invite me,
That's why I quit.
Yeah,
if you invite me more, then
I will invite you more.
okay.
I always say, let's get Bill, and he's like, no, fuck Bill.
Even though you were,
I
with me.
invited him back. You've never brought up Bill's name. I brought up Bill's name at least twice.
I'm pretty sure. He
And you're like,
mentions my name
actually,
every
I don't know.
time
You
he has
want
sex.
to invite someone
Yes,
else?
I
And
do.
I'm like I don't mind. Like, dude, I love D'Elia, Cass, Mike Sands. We got to bring back Mike Sands, by the way.
I know.
It's been a while.
Even while I'm on the show, you're talking about someone else. There.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
Dude, I invited you here.
I think I had to beg you more often than.
Bull poop.
I'm pretty sure at work, I'm like, Connor, when do I come back? Connor, when do I come back? We were supposed to have our episode about comedians. Remember that one?
Oh, Jeff Dunham.
Oh yeah.
Let's do
Remember
that
that?
after this because I still got a list of
Yeah, we were
anti-Jeff
supposed to have
Dunham.
that. Oh, speaking of the last episode, I know we're going off track, but when we talked about 90s shows and movies and all that,
That was a great one.
yeah, we didn't mention a single Adam Sandler or Jim Carrey movie.
Huh.
I don't know if that's a knock on their movies or just what the 90s were, but I just remember that.
I feel like that's like a lot of like some Jim Carrey movies and some Adam Sandler movies. Like, while yeah, they're 90s, but like my list specifically was something that like reminds me of the 90s.
Right.
Those movies were kind of, I don't want to say timeless because they're not that good, but like there's nothing in there that's like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, you watch that and you're like, wow, that's such a 90s show. I watched
Right.
Billy Madison. It's like, yeah, he's got
It
like
could have
the
been set
jorts.
today. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
there's
okay.
nothing holding it in the 90s. is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
Fair enough.
He's not-
it's just funny. Like,
He's not holding a phone. He's not. His cell phone doesn't have an antenna that comes out.
like Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, like, yeah.
All right. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest.
That's
But-
okay.
but
There's
the
a lot of things you
frustration.
gotta get off your chest.
Yeah, like your jizz.
Yeah, exactly.
Third, I guess, would be No Man's Sky. Just seeing the gameplay and just how big this game could be. It's just a different kind of game. And that's the thing, like, with the last gen, I was more shooters and sports games. And this gen, I'm kind of opening up my, what's the word I'm looking for?
Your horizons.
Yeah, that was actually the next game on my list. But yeah, opening up my eyes to other games, adventure styles, RPGs, that kind of stuff. And just seeing this explorer kind of game, just going through all these different planets. It's going to be a long game. And the fact that you may not even run into anyone when you're playing this, I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's on my list too, and I'm mostly curious about it because, like you said, it's massive. It's going to be the best way to describe it, according to, I don't know, wherever I got this. It's an infinitely procedurally generated universe. So basically, everything is going to be created as you're going.
As you're playing, yeah.
And like between, say you stop playing at 11 o'clock and you go back on at 12, there's going to be a whole bunch of new shit created. It's just
Okay.
going to be nonstop, which I want to see how they can pull that off.
Yeah. Is this game like
It just
always
sound
online, or, like,
that's
how does, yeah.
yeah, it sounds just like it's, I don't know. And you know, it's a space exploration game. Why not?
And
There's dinosaurs in it.
Yeah,
So
that's the best part.
you know, that's all you need.
Yeah.
I guess.
Is it like actual dinosaurs or is it like that show Dinosaurs?
Not
Well,
just,
No, I think it's just
it's-
actual
yeah,
dinosaurs. Unfortunately.
I would rather it be the dinosaurs, like the mom and dad, and not
Oh,
like a
what the
show.
God, I hate you.
Yeah,
Well,
but they died
How
in a
cool would that
meteor
be? You're
strike.
playing this super serious video game,
And then those things
and
just
like the
show up.
dinosaurs just show up. Dude, that baby is the scariest thing ever.
I don't know if I could take that game seriously.
I could.
Yeah, I mean, and there's not even a game like this out right now. So,
No.
No.
I mean, the only thing close to it is how big, like, I guess, Oblivion and those kind of games, but it's not even close to the scale of what this can be.
No, this is more
Yeah.
like Minecraft.
Okay.
In terms of size, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
With what they're
absolutely
trying to
right.
accomplish,
Okay.
at least.
And it finally shows, like, a lot of people have been complaining, like, how, like, this, like, the next generation systems, like, people don't see that huge of advancement.
I think this is the year that you'll see those
Yeah,
kind of games.
Mhm.
you're gonna just like you had Uncharted 4 before. I think
Right.
when it comes to like graphical fidelity, it's gonna be Uncharted 4. When it comes to like expanded gameplay and expanded universe,
Yeah.
and being able to exploration, it's probably be No Man's Sky.
Right. No, I think so. And then, I mean, a lot of the games previously were either reboots from last gen or games that weren't, like, taking this gen to its full capacity.
Right.
So I think this is the year that
Yeah.
you'll see these kind of games.
Instead of underutilizing the software and
Yeah.
hardware of it.
Yep. Next was Horizon Zero Dawn. Just the first trailer I saw again at E3 last year with, I don't know what these mechanical dinosaur looking things were, and then the female lead, which is something different that you really haven't seen in many games.
It's true.
So it's just
Not many
I don't know
franchises
what kind
like
of
that.
game it's supposed to
No.
be. It's more like an adventure kind of game or exploration. I'm not too sure what the actual game is, but it's just another game that I'm looking forward to expand my collection.
Mhm.
You guys, anything? No.
No, I mean you kind of just said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys.
I had nothing really.
To be honest, I never heard of it until just now.
Really.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like, there's also not there's not a lot on. Yeah.
Exactly. You just have the one trailer from last year's E3. I don't know if they're going to announce something this year because it might get pushed back to next year. I'm not too sure.
So many games are getting pushed back.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a
Wait,
bad
the
thing.
game is not coming out when they say.
Yeah. Right.
Or have just unspecified release dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad
Sucks.
thing. I'd rather them take their time with the game instead of pushing out a shitty game and patching it up for a month.
Yeah.
It's all right. Square
Battlefield
Enix has
4.
been doing it before it was cool. All right.
Yeah.
Ubisoft.
And yeah.
Yeah.
I think Ubisoft is worse than Square
Oh,
Enix.
God.
Dude, but no,
Uncharted.
Square Enix has literally been doing it for like
Years.
years. Like,
All right, but Ubisoft games have like triple the gigabytes of a patch compared to the size of the game.
Yeah.
The initial game download.
a lot of people love to give EA crap with their games, but dude, you know what? Their games come out like they're not as delayed as any other. As other
It's-
No,
studios.
because they do a 9-month cycle. Look at all the sports games EA does. They
Yeah.
start developing 9 months.
But even
and
their
then-
non-sports games, which a lot of people don't really, I guess, pay attention to. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, look
People don't hate EA because of that. They hate them because of
customer support.
customer support, how they're trying to like monopolize the gaming industry,
yeah,
and then how they basically screw over gamers with all the content they withhold.
right, like Star
Like
Wars
with Battlefront,
Yeah,
with fucking $60 DLC
yeah.
or $50
I'm not
DLC, whatever it
arguing
is.
against that is absolutely true. But you know what, man? I gotta give them credit. Like
They have their shit together.
They have when they say, like, for the most part, when they say a game's coming out, it's
Yeah.
coming out.
And-
For the most part.
And I
Not
think
saying
that's
they're
why.
not.
I think that's why they're breaking away from E3. They're having their own conference. I believe either the week before or the same week.
Dude, E3's so annoying. Like,
It's not the same anymore.
it's not the same, and like dude. Now
It's gonna be gone within the next 2-3 years.
Yeah, it made sense back then when the internet wasn't the internet like
right,
it
and
was
people
now.
are, like, they're live streaming the conferences
Yeah.
on Twitch. And
I remember
that is
people-
exclusive. as
People
we
made
speak.
fun of Nintendo for their Nintendo Directs when they first started coming out, and now like that's what people are starting to want to do.
Right.
Because it made, dude, like I remember January, before the January after E3 2013 or whatever, when they announced Smash Brothers.
Right.
Like, they was literally like a mini E3. They announced like Star Fox, like more characters for Smash, Splatoon, and like all those games. It was like that was better because now I don't have to wait.
Right.
till-
It's a Nintendo eccentric
Yeah,
conference.
and
You
I
don't
don't
have to-
I don't have to wait through a bunch of crap,
Right.
and then like it's not some like weird awkward conference where some guy standing out there and like
reading a fucking teleprompter.
yeah. And then
Make
like
a
they
fool
show
of
they show Zelda Skyward Sword, which is probably one of the best games I've ever played, and like the demo is like broken on stage, so it's like
Yeah.
it's embarrassing. Like
Right.
it's like, dude, it's like it's just there. There's no awkward cues. It's just perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
One of my favorite E3 moments though this past year, aside from Bethesda just killing it,
Bethesda nailed it.
was
Nailed it.
Nailed it. I was gonna say
Nailed it.
killed it, but nailed it. It's actually better.
Um,
It's
Noodle.
I forget who the person interviewing the heads of Ubisoft was. I forget his name, but he said to them, he goes, "So when are you gonna stop shipping out broken games?" And they just like didn't have anything to say. They were just like, whoa, and then tried to change the subject.
And then wasn't Uncharted broken this year? Or not Uncharted, fucking Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, a lot of people were defending that game, saying that the game itself wasn't broken. It just there's just a lot of things that weren't finished. But then my argument against that
Isn't that?
is that like,
It's an
that mean
incomplete
okay?
game.
do you sell a car without a fourth tire? Like it's just
It's not a finished car though.
Yeah,
Not broken.
exactly.
It's just not a finished car.
exactly. And then like, and then like, there's like those funny images of people just missing their faces, and you just see the eyeballs and mouth and stuff like that. Like,
Wow.
Yeah, I was disappointed when I was playing Unity. I didn't get any of those
I've
funny glitches. I got game-breaking glitches, but nothing funny.
people who know me but don't know me that well think like because I'm a history major, and I do love history. I'm a nerd like that. I do like reading books on history, and yes, I do know how to read, Pat. Before you make a joke,
I
And-
wasn't going to.
But I just had a sense that you were.
I was actually going to go gay.
But like, dude, the Assassin's Creed games are something that I should love, but I hate those games.
Yeah. I mean, I played
Assassin's
part
Creed
of
2.
the first one, and then I stopped.
Assassin's Creed 2 is good,
Yes.
but besides Assassin's Creed 2, there is no good Assassin's Creed game.
And then
Black
I also
Flag
heard
was
that they're
pretty
not
fun.
going to annualize them anymore, which I think makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, now they're releasing Chronicles every few months.
Yeah, I saw that on the
Which
list.
is like
I'm
just like mini. They look like mobile games,
Mhm.
except they're releasing them on the major consoles, and they still look like shit.
Shocker. I mean, that pretty much covers the 4 most anticipated games. I do have a couple others that I put on there just because I'm just for the hell of it, I guess. One of them would be what? What are you doing?
No, I was just showing Pat something.
Oh God. One of them would be the Lego Star Wars. Just those games are fun. The Lego.
Honestly,
Lego
I
games.
like all those Lego
Yeah,
games.
I have
I've never
the-
bought in one. Bought in, that's weird.
Yeah.
But I've played them and played
Purchased.
demos and stuff.
Yeah.
They're really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I have the Lego, not the Avengers one that just came out, the Lego Marvel Super Friends, whatever it's
I
called.
played that one. That one's
I bought
fun.
it for like $15. It's a fun game. All the characters that are in it,
Yeah.
Legos and Marvel characters. It's a fun game.
Yeah, like I've rented or used PS Now
Mhm.
or traded for like the Harry Potter ones, the Lord of
Right.
the Rings ones, and the Star Wars ones, and they were a lot of fun.
Yeah, and this one's based on Episode 8, so
Yeah.
it should be. I mean, the movie was great, so if it follows that, it should be a good game.
You mean 7?
8. Yeah, wow. So, jumping ahead.
It's all right.
It's been a long day. The other one would be the Friday the 13th game. It's not
Yeah.
based on the movies. It's more of like kind of like how Evolve was supposed to be like the one versus all kind of thing.
Right.
But this one, it's obviously someone's walking around as Jason, and you either have to hide or team up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I remember reading or listening to it on I think it was one of the Game Over Greggy shows. Honest, they had one of the developers on the show. He was talking about the game because I think there was a mode that people used to do in I think it was Call of Duty, like when you do like your local game, you can
Yeah.
actually kind of modify to make it like a Friday the 13th, like Jason versus all kind of game, and they're taking that aspect of it and making it into its own game. And a lot of
Hopefully
people
they
that
do
might-
it better than Evolve, though.
Yeah, I mean, I heard Evolve. That was one of the other games that I pre-ordered and I canceled it because either bad reviews or I just didn't know anyone that was getting it.
Yeah, I didn't play it. I've seen it played. I've seen
Yeah.
gameplay.
And
Not
like
good.
this game, it's supposed to be a little more. You don't need to be as skilled as you need to be as Evolve as far as like, the tactical hunters, whatever the classes are. This one's just a little more free roam, more survival aspect instead of killing Jason aspect.
That's cool.
And just having this kind of game is you could jump in and out kind of thing. It should be pretty cool. But those are the 6 games as far as this year that are announced. I mean, obviously the sports games and stuff like that. MLB The Show. Probably get Madden this year since it's been a couple games, or been a couple years since I got a new Madden.
Same.
I'm going
on that.
pretty much every other year with the sports games. I can't.
I do the
spend
same
$60.
thing,
I mean,
actually,
I
except
just
except
started
for the
doing that.
show. But this year might be different for it.
Gotcha. Yeah. So those are probably the 6 major games that I'm looking forward to.
That's awesome. That's a good list, Bill.
Thank you.
I think it's a well thought out, intelligent list. Patrick, do you want to go second, and I'll go last?
Yeah, sure.
I've been going second the past couple times when I guessed. I'll actually be nice and be the bigger man, even though I
You're
know
such a nice
That's
person.
the only time you'll be the big man.
I nice. I do have a couple similar to Bill, so I won't go too in depth on them.
So you
but
copied him.
yes.
Yep. Exactly.
Like I have the Division down. Didn't play the beta, but the way you talk,
Oh, sorry.
the way you talked about it, Bill, and then other good reviews makes it seem interesting.
Yep.
No Man's Sky again. Dying Light, the following. It's a standalone
yes.
expansion coming out.
Yeah.
I like Dying Light a lot, so hopefully this will be fun. It includes new weapons and like new gameplay mechanics and environmental.
Yeah,
shit.
that's the one game. Like I said, I pre-ordered a few games that I canceled. That's for some reason I canceled that one, never picked it up. But with this new expansion, I might have to pick up the first one. Is this
I
a
would do it.
standalone game? Like a
It's
sequel?
gonna have both.
Oh, okay.
It's
Alright, yeah, that'll
it's
definitely pick that up.
the base game and then the
It's extra.
standalone expansion.
Gotcha.
This isn't confirmed for this year, but Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, I was gonna put that, but then I also saw it could be next year. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna hope that
yeah.
it's fourth quarter this year, because that'd be sweet. Because I really enjoyed the first 3, and they definitely got better as they went along, except for the ending of Mass Effect 3, which is very controversial for good reasons. Let's see, Dishonored 2. I don't know if either of you played the first one.
Can't say I have.
It's like an alternate 18th century or 19th century like assassin game based in London.
Okay.
And you kind of, you know how in like BioShock you get those other skills, those powers,
Yes, the plasmids.
the plasmids. It's kind of like the same thing, which is cool. Actually, some people, the way they play with those is crazy. Like there's ones that kind of like Spiderweb, like you can grab somebody or you can use it to reach place to place. You can freeze time for a second. So all this other stuff. I don't know. First one was fun, so I'm looking forward to the second one, especially because you're picking up as one of the characters from the first one.
Oh, that's cool.
Doom,
Yes.
which
Yeah.
if you haven't seen the E3 trailer for, it looks
Yeah.
amazing. Not to mention, it's been a long time since Doom, and now that Bethesda, after the way Bethesda revived Wolfenstein, I'm even more excited for this.
Well, just
than I
go
would
off,
have been.
go off what you're saying with Doom. You know they actually had a completed version of Doom 4, but they didn't like it, so they just scrapped it.
Oh.
By completed, I mean like it wasn't like it's like if you sewed a shirt but didn't like iron out the kinks. Like they just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
So like imagine, dude, how much money that was like millions of dollars. Like
Yeah, I'd be pretty pissed if I worked on that game.
yeah, but I think it's been over 10 years since Doom 3.
Yeah. We're due for another one, and this one looks awesome. And
Yeah, the trailer I was like, you know what? I may
Did you ever
have to
play
jump
Doom
on
3
board.
for Xbox?
That's cool, Connor.
I don't think so.
No one really cares what you're saying. That's why.
But yeah, like Bethesda makes quality games.
They do.
And the way they handled Fallout and Wolfenstein gives me a lot of hope for this. It's one of the ways that they owned E3 this year was
Yeah,
the
best
Doom
conference.
trailer. They dropped the mic on it. The other one is it's already out technically, but it's only for Xbox One, and it just came out for PC. Just Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Mhm.
It's not yet out on PS4 because Microsoft got a timed exclusivity for it,
Yeah.
which is bullshit and really pisses me off.
Well, it's Xbox.
Yeah, that is such crap. Like, I mean, everyone's been complaining about that, but like Rocket League was like the same way.
Yeah, but that's because that was
There's more
initially
people
developed
on PS4 anyway. So it
for
makes sense to do it that way.
like that was
Yeah,
their
good
goal,
point.
and then they're like, okay, let's expand this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not like Sony didn't buy them like an exclusive deal.
yeah, that's
It's just
true.
it was first developed for PS4.
That's
but-
like Shovel Knight for Wii U.
yeah, but like this, Microsoft just wanted to be a dick. So they knew I liked the original one.
Well, I mean, I don't blame them. Like, forever,
They need
there's
something.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not, but it's still Xbox One's outpacing Xbox 360 in sales wise.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
it's just that PS4 is the fastest selling console of all time.
Mhm.
So
Habit of all time.
what's up?
Habit of all time.
It is of all time.
You don't get the reference. I'm sorry.
What,
He's
what,
an
what
idiot,
reference
Bill.
are you getting?
I love you, man.
Oh, dude, I haven't. All right, I haven't seen that movie in like 2 years. So get off me.
God
It's
forbid, 2
disgraceful.
years.
So yeah, the last Tomb Raider was like a new reboot, and they fucking nailed it,
Mhm.
and I loved it. So this is supposed to come out fourth quarter this year. So hopefully,
Holiday release.
yeah, I'm gonna get that day one, pre-order that shit, and then my most anticipated game easily is Uncharted 4: Thief's End. The Uncharted
That's on all
series
of our lists.
is amazing. The second one is one of the best games I've ever played in my life.
I'll finish it
The
eventually.
voice cast is brilliant, and now Troy Baker's gonna be
Yep.
one of the main characters in it, and I love Troy Baker. He's fantastic.
Dude, I have a man crush on him.
I agree.
Yeah.
I support it. And Naughty Dog can do no wrong. They have released some of the...
I just want them to bring back Crash.
I would love for them to bring back
That's what I was thinking.
Crash.
Them selling the rights to Crash Bandicoot was their wrong.
I mean, in terms of producing games,
Yeah.
they can do no wrong.
Right. No, I know.
You know, and then especially since The Last of Us was the last game they came out with, and then how great that was,
Mhm.
including its HD release for the PS4, which I'm glad they did.
Yes.
It makes me even more excited. And it's been delayed twice, but now it's officially coming out.
End
And
of April 26th.
yeah, April 26th.
Yeah.
And you know what? Some of those instances when I'm glad to wait because I know Naughty Dog is just gonna
Yeah, plus with the
Gonna
Division
nail it.
coming out a month before, it kind of gives me time to
Yeah.
finish up the collection and play some Division.
yeah. So if you're new to PS4 and haven't played any of the Uncharted,
Yeah.
get the Nathan Drake collection. Play those games because they're fucking great. And that's all
Yeah.
I have on my list.
All right, so that is a really good list. I
I
gotta
know.
give you that. I don't like you pissed me off, but that list didn't piss me off.
Such a piece of shit.
I'm just gonna name a couple.
I'm gonna replace you as the co-host of this with Damien.
Really?
No, I don't want to run it into the ground.
Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
I'd rather do it myself.
Yeah, that's like, dude. I'm like, if you got rid of me, that's like Ice Cube leaving NWA. All right,
Yeah, except you're not as cool as Ice Cube.
I'm not as cool.
It wouldn't be as detrimental.
Smith at the captain's dog.
Great, I got that reference. All right, so just a couple games you already mentioned. Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That game looks the best out of any other game I've ever seen so far. Like it's that good. It looks like, remember like Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within, that like Final Fantasy movie that came out in 2000s that looked like really
You're on
good.
your own on that one.
The CG or Beowulf, the fully CGI movie.
Oh my god.
Oh
I
god.
think I watched that senior year of high school.
But like, remember how great that looked?
Sure.
Debatable.
No, it's the CG is fantastic in that movie because it's all CG animated, but it's really detailed. Yeah, like that game looks better than
The
that
movie
now.
was shit.
Like,
Okay.
but yeah, the movie sucked. But remember, like when PS2 first came out, one of the things they like pushed was like Pixar graphics. Like they actually said that at E3 when they announced PS2. That's obviously crap. Like that wasn't true.
Nah, none of the
But
games look like that.
now, like PS4 is finally getting past. Like it's like reaching that like graphics that can rival Pixar movies.
Gay bag? What the fuck is a gay bag?
All right.
Damien sent us a Snapchat
Yeah.
of myself and Connor calling us a gay bag. So it's the first time I've ever heard of that.
Yeah. Only Damien can think of something like that. Okay. Just get this out of the way.
I just want to be sure
Our friends
that
are here.
I'm not a gay bag, right? No, we're good.
Actually, we have two of our friends are here,
Oh, thank God.
and then there's one kid that we don't like. It's like Justin and Sarah. How you guys doing? And Bill's a guest, which is more than a friend. He's a very special guest. So you're like there's friends and there's
So-
very special guests.
Oh, so like if this was a Disney movie, I'd be like Belle walking into the castle, like be our guest.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You are Belle.
Yes.
There's Sarah and Justin who we like, and then there's Damien.
Who nobody likes. Except for his wife, whose name I won't say.
we
Julia.
won't mention. All right, so Uncharted 4, fantastic. Doom, you already brought up.
Yep.
It looks great. The multiplayer looks great. The single player looks like total thing. I like Doom 3 a lot, but the problem I had with Doom 3 is it kind of like took itself like too serious.
Yeah.
For a game that takes place on Mars and like has creatures from hell coming on Mars,
That was adapted
You mean
into a
that
movie
Woody
starring
series
The
game?
Rock.
that
before
had
he was
nothing
a
to do with the
bona
video
fide-
games.
God.
Before he was a bona fide star.
Yeah, that movie sucked. And
Oh, yeah.
so
Well,
like
no
I'm
shit.
glad it's kind of going back to like how like it originally felt. It was just like kind of cartoony but bloody and gory
Mm-hmm.
at the same time.
It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
And I guess this counts, but Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow coming on 3DS.
I'll accept it.
Technically, those games are 20 years old, but
Yeah.
um,
Damn world.
yep. And Justin's never. Shout out to Justin for never.
No,
playing
it's not a
those
good
games.
shout out.
No, yeah, it's still a shout out though.
Fuck Justin for never beating those games.
Beating or playing?
In fact, it's really funny because
I've played those games.
our
You're a
earlier
piece of shit.
podcast with Anthony Dentino about Pokemon and like the state of Pokemon, how we
Yeah.
feel. He's the one that told us that Justin never played or beat Pokemon Red, Blue, or Yellow.
Yet this kid is teaching the kids of America.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust.
That's why we suck.
That's
I
why we're
honestly
yeah.
like. I'm like I can never be truly happy because of knowing that about Justin.
I will give you my Game Boy and my red, blue, and yellow to beat
No,
him.
don't give it to him.
When's
He's
your
too
birthday?
old.
August something? When's your birthday? August. All right, I know what I'm getting you.
Anyway,
Game
go
Boy
on.
Color.
All right. So now to my roll list.
Yeah.
We'll get pretty current in less than 2 weeks. Street Fighter V comes out. I'm uber excited for that game. At first, I was like not excited
Uber excited.
because I saw it and I was like, it just looked exactly like Street Fighter 4, just better graphics. And I was like, as much as great as Street Fighter 4 was, and like totally revitalized the franchise, it like the one thing, all the Street Fighters are radically different from each other in certain aspects. Like, yeah, the core gameplay is essentially the same, but like as far as like EX triggers and like ultra moves and like counters and stuff like that, they're different in that aspect. And Street Fighter 5 looked just like Street Fighter 4, but now like there's these V trigger things to get in there, which are kind of like specials, like building up the ultras, very similar, but the game just looks so fine-tuned. And I'm also really happy that Capcom said they're not doing like super ultra whatever versions or championship
Yeah,
versions.
what is that? It's like Super Ultra Mega.
Because back in the
Street
day
Fighter
when the-
4 XL.
Back in the day when there wasn't internet to your console, the only way to fix a game was to re-release it. So like Street Fighter 2 always had balancing issues, like every port they came out, so they had to keep coming out with new ones in order to fix the balancing issues and to add new characters.
God damn, it's a loyal fan
But
base.
they did that with Street Fighter 4,
Yeah.
and like it's like the game is connected to the internet. So
Right.
they like Capcom said that they're not going to do that. They're going to just release everything as DLC, like which is perfect. Like, and they're going to fix and bouncing issues. They're going to fix just as normal
As it-
updates,
right.
like what Smash Brothers does, or any other normal fighting game.
Or game in general.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts 3. I doubt that's coming out.
Yeah.
It's not coming out
What are you
this year.
doing?
They okay, but Square Enix still says it's 2016, so
Oh, okay.
technically I'm
Okay.
right.
Yeah, well,
but I'll
we'll
probably
take it.
wrong. Like at E3, they're gonna probably say 2017.
2017.
Yeah, but
No,
whatever.
The odds of it coming out are slim to none, but if it
You have a
does,
better
it'll
chance of
be
winning
like
the Powerball that happened like a couple months ago
Yeah.
that is coming out.
it'll be the fourth quarter, but it's not going to get released this year.
And I think it'll be second quarter. Of
How many-
2017.
How many years has it been?
It's been
No, like-
since the legitimate Kingdom Hearts. It's been not 10 years, or maybe I think it's been like 10 years since Kingdom Hearts 2. Maybe,
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah,
and this game has been delayed how many times?
or 9 years. It's not that it's been delayed. It's just never been like in full development because they did like, all right, Kingdom Hearts. The story used to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Nowhere near makes sense anymore. It's like
10 years.
they did like the 365 half days or whatever, and then Birth by Sleep and Chain of Memories, and it just got everything so convoluted and confusing. And like the core story is like really cool. But yeah, they just would do like these stupid spin-off games to fill in gaps that no one even really cared about, instead of just doing like legitimate sequels. But
Right.
anyway, I love the Kingdom Hearts games. I think it's cool. I love Donald and Goofy in those games.
You would.
I would, yeah. Damien agrees with me.
Yeah, but that
count.
doesn't mean anything.
Shut up. It's the only person that agreed with me. Also, too, my favorite part in Kingdom Hearts 2 is when you're in the Tron world.
I've never played, so you're kind of looking at me like.
Pat, did you ever play Kingdom Hearts 2?
No, I only played the first one.
All right. Well, Damien's played Kingdom Hearts 2, and there's a part where you're actually in the world of Tron, and like you get to ride the motorcycles and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Right.
And also there was this ridiculously awesome special move where you can use Chicken Little, and he like just starts throwing eggs everywhere. And dude, it would not for being the stupidest looking special, it did so much damage. So shout out to Kingdom Hearts 2 being a great game. Star Fox Zero for Wii U.
How many times you can? Damien keeps taking Snapchats of us, and he's a piece
It's
of
so
shit.
annoying.
I'm gonna beat the fuck out of him. Anyway, go on.
Star Fox Zero.
They're announcing a new Star Fox before whatever NX is supposed to be.
It's been announced for a while. It was supposed to come out in November.
But they're not
20,
going to save it for
2015.
NX if that's a new hardware. Like you would think they would at least have
But if you look at the game,
yeah,
it's like
you could tell it's Wii U.
yeah, you could tell it's Wii U, and also too the reason why I am pretty excited for it is because they were supposed to be a Star Fox 2 for Super Nintendo, but it never got released because
Is this the Star Fox 2?
it never got released because it's Nintendo 64, which we got Star Fox
Right.
64, which game is amazing, but a lot of aspects from Star Fox 2. Like there's a part in Star Fox 2 where they showed gameplay demo where the spaceship turns into like a walking machine, like
Okay.
almost like a giant robot. And they're
Right.
doing that in Star Fox Zero.
Gotcha.
So a lot of people
They're
are saying
taking aspects of-
yeah, like the game that was never released and supposedly was finished. They just never released it
because 64.
because of N64.
Gotcha.
So
I don't know. It was just weird that I think they would save some of these games for whatever NX is supposed to be.
yeah, but
There will probably be ports.
there'll probably be ports, and also too, like you spend like it takes millions of dollars to develop a game, and it's
Right.
like, are you really gonna invest that much time? And they've already announced it for Wii U, and like also too, like Wii U's just sold 12 million consoles. Like they have to give a reasons for people that bought a Wii U to give them a reason to keep it and to
But-
try to entice people.
I think devil's advocate would be like you got to call it quits at some point and just start moving on.
I
to
think
next
they are
gen.
though. I think the Legend of Zelda, which is the next game on my list, is that's it.
Right.
So next game, Legend of Zelda. Don't know the hyphen title or whatever. Yeah, but it looks great. It's essentially like Justin. Can you turn off your phone?
Who invited him?
Justin's ruining our episode.
Just in that.
The graphics are amazing. Like
Yeah.
I mean
that's the thing. Like the Wii U doesn't look bad graphically.
no, Mario Kart 8 is still one of the best looking games I've ever played.
Yep.
And
It's fun.
I just like how like the way they're talking about the world where you can go and what you can do sounds like it's finally like Legend of Zelda, the original Legend of Zelda is like the first open world game, going anywhere you can, what
Sure.
you want to do.
Right.
And they kind of lost aspects of that in the 3D Zeldas because they were limited by the hardware. And
3D is how far back?
like 64.
Oh, okay.
Because even though yes, they look better and you can do more, but essentially like
You couldn't graphically. You couldn't.
Yeah, you couldn't do it. If they put a 2D game on 64,
Oh,
they
yeah,
probably could, but because they wanted to do 3D,
You're kind of limited as far as how
Yeah.
big the game could be.
they gave you the illusion of being open world, but it's really not. And back then you think it is, but then you play games like Skyrim and Fallout, and
Then you look at
then
like,
you're like, yeah, no, that's not open world.
No.
But now it's finally gonna be like it's an open world Zelda game, like what Zelda originally was supposed to be. So I'm really excited for that. I just think it looks great. Like the game is just so much detail. Like it kind of rivals a lot of next gen stuff because, I mean, Nintendo's always been really good at developing software for their own hardware.
right. That's the thing. That it's mostly first party. That looks good.
Yeah.
Third parties are kind of
But you need third party to survive.
Yep.
Next game, Mighty Number 9. Super excited for that game. Too bad it got pushed back again because the online features were buggy.
Yep. Who
Like-
cares?
Seriously, that's not something they couldn't just patch.
Yeah, because that's what I
Or
do.
eliminate at all.
Because that's why I love Mega Man. It's for the online features.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Why
yeah,
would they even bother with that?
because
Do they have an exact date for that, or is it just this year?
it's just this. I think they pushed it back this spring.
Honestly, not every game needs online play.
No.
No, it's not
And
even
that-
online
that's-
play. It's
That's
like
one that would benefit
it's like
or not
leaderboards.
benefit from it. Really.
Right. You
Yeah.
could spend most of the time perfecting the single play. I mean, that's probably already done, but why do you need an online play for that?
I don't know. And that game looks amazing. I think it looks great. And my last game on the list is Pokken Tournament.
Yes.
Like that game looks
I forgot
great.
about that. I hope that comes over.
That's coming over
But when?
in March.
It really is?
Yeah,
I thought it got
I think it's like
pushed
March
back.
9th or March 10th or something like that.
Oh,
So
I was
is
under the
it-
impression it got pushed back.
I know it's a Pokemon Tekken combo, but is it kind of like Smash?
No, it's not. It's actually it's very different from Smash. It's very technical. We're not saying Smash isn't technical, but you ever play Tekken?
A while ago, yeah. I remember like either the arcades or some of the older games.
But like Tekken is probably the most technically demanding fighting game, and not graphic wise, but like button layout wise. As far
Yeah,
as
I
like
believe it.
there's special moves that require like 8 button combinations.
Right.
So it's like punch.
Yeah, in the arcade cabinets, they always had them listed out and always be like a
High
whole
kick,
huge
Yeah.
low
page.
kick, or whatever. Yeah.
It was like literally like a fighting game for like a nuclear physicist. Like there was
okay.
just so many different combinations and stuff like that. But it's a lot of fun, and they're doing that with. I don't know how technical it's gonna be with Pokemon, but it just looks really good. And it's a very pretty looking game. It's a nice game to look at, which it goes a long way, especially for Wii U. Because I mean, again, there's not bad looking games on it, but it's just nice to find. It's nice to see Nintendo games in HD, just because it's been like it's only been an HD console since 2012, so it's going to be like 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Where like Nintendo games have been in HD, so it's just nice to see some stuff in HD from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
mean, that's the thing. I'm only focused on PS4. That's the only console I have. So just some of these other games, while I'm not enticed to buy a Wii U, it's just something else to look forward to.
the thing
for
is, though, it is
the
worth
owners.
buying a Wii U, especially now because there is so many good games for it. But like it just
But
I-
that kind of how long is this?
I would probably just wait for the NX.
yeah, exactly.
To be honest.
And I guess we have a little bit of time.
And that if it's backwards compatible, that'd be even better.
Right, better hardware if it's a hardware thing.
Yeah, more reason to get it.
Yeah.
Now, if PS4 would go backwards compatible
No,
instead of this PS Now shit,
Yeah, I was gonna say they got that PlayStation
which have
Now.
the worst servers. It's
I
like the
believe
worst connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the Xbox One kind of is taking over, I guess. In that
Mhm.
aspect, I mean, obviously they have backwards compatible. They're releasing new games every day.
That's because they needed to save face. But I mean, I
Yeah.
got to give them credit for doing it.
I think it's
I
helping.
just
them.
wish PS4 would be like.
I mean, if they announced
or
at the
some-
beginning, I
Mhm.
might have won Xbox One because I have all the 360 games.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I probably would have been swayed the same way. Although I love the shit out of my PS4.
Oh yeah,
so.
I love
Yeah.
the games that I have for it. I'm happy that I'm holding a DualShock 4 in my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DualShock 4 is so much better
The
than
only thing
DualShock
that-
3.
Well, yeah, but the only thing is like the rubber padding on the D6 is just ripping apart on me.
I have had no issues with it.
I have two controllers. I had some of the parts like underneath,
Mhm.
they're just peeling off. I had to get like the little grips that go on top
Yeah.
of it to keep it from me feeling the little plastic underneath.
I have had no issues with that. Really, no issues with my PS4 at all. Except I ran out of memory quickly,
Get a
and
hard drive.
luckily I did
What'd you get?
2 terabyte.
Yeah. And then the only thing that's bothering me now is that it's just running really loud. just some games.
Probably need
some
to clean
games
your
are just
fan.
like, "Ooh." It's just I don't know why, and then it like quiets down and then goes back up. So I don't know.
Got to clean your fan, maybe.
You want to do it for me?
So what does it sound like? You used to start calling your PS4 Taga from South Park. Russell Crowe show. That would make
Oh,
sense.
the fucking tugboat.
Yeah, tugboat.
Yeah.
Taga.
Tug.
Want to hear one of me songs from me new albums?
I forget the ending. He's like, no more Russell Crowing. I'm like, oh my god.
Making movies, making songs, and fighting around the world.
Since he's sitting right here, Damien, are there any games you're looking forward to?
Why are you asking Damien? No one cares.
I'm kind of curious.
Damien, speak louder.
Or get closer to the microphone.
Yeah. Like, put
this-
your face in the mic, Damien.
This is literally just dead
I'm
air.
not very sure, actually.
What a waste of time.
Yeah. That's more time we could have been talking about NX. Which
Are we doing it?
segue? Yeah, let's do like 5, 6, 7 minutes on NX. All right. So Nintendo NX.
Yep.
Next Nintendo console.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they said it's their new hardware. Like, they announced it on the day when they announced they were making mobile games for cell phones, but in order to avoid,
Why didn't I say Pokemon Go?
oh yeah,
Shit.
Yeah, no one said that.
Yeah,
I
no one
thought
said
Connor
Pokemon
was
Go.
gonna say that.
I'm not actually really anticipating that game. I'm waiting to see what it's like.
Yeah, I've heard like the one thing, and then like a couple weeks later that it just dropped off to something completely different. So I don't know.
I know Evan Bodner's excited.
I just
for
don't
it.
know. I just don't want kids or myself walking out in traffic looking for a Pikachu.
Maybe certain people.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
whatever.
that's true.
But yeah, so Nintendo NX,
Alright.
the day they announced that they partnered with DNA to make mobile games. DNA is a mobile software company that Nintendo bought 51% of their shares of, so they technically own the company. And then they said, but don't worry, yes, we have like new hardware that we're working on too, and all the thing it said was NX.
Right.
So, and people were saying like NX is a super awesome code name for a system.
I like it.
That just sounds awesome, especially when you look at past code names for Nintendo consoles. It was like Project Dolphin was like the GameCube. Revolution was Wii.
Yeah,
But then we got the
initially.
name Wii. Like I was always like,
Should have
ah,
just kept it like Nintendo Revolution.
yeah, Revolution, because they
Yeah,
technically
but
maybe
then when you're playing, you go,
DDR.
wee.
yeah.
I guess they didn't want to give you like Dance Dance
Well,
Revolution or something like that.
but for in America, Revolution sounds awesome, but like
In Japan.
in
Or-
Japan and worldwide, it's just easy to say Wii, and it's like if you met someone from
Can
Brazil,
understand
you
it
can say
in
Wii,
any
like,
language.
and they know what Wii is.
Right.
So
Revolution.
like from a
Revolution.
from a marketing standpoint, Wii makes much more sense than Revolution ever did. So even though I know a lot of people were pissed off about that back in the day, but
Did Wii U have a code name besides stupid?
I think it was like Project Cafe or something stupid. I
Yeah,
don't
I believe it.
I don't remember, but it was so stupid. But yeah, like, and a lot of people are saying that the Nintendo NX is going to be like a handheld home system hybrid.
Combo. Yeah.
So like you can you can literally like play the game on the big screen TV and bring it with you. It's still going to be the same game.
So is it all digital?
Well, yeah, that's another thing too, is that Nintendo filed a patent for a system that has no optical drive. So, but and
That's
a lot
what
of
I think the next like the Xbox 2, I guess, or
Yeah.
PS5 is gonna be. I don't think they'll have.
Talk about a dumb name for a system, Xbox One.
I hate that
For the
name.
third Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Idiots.
So is it Xbox 2,
or yeah, Xbox 160.
13.
180,
Yeah. What was I saying again?
NX, no
NX.
optical drive?
Yeah, and which I would like for that to have, because if you don't have an optical drive, it leaves more room for hard drive space, more room for a bigger graphics card. It just gives you more room in general. Or if you want to make the console a little more compact,
I mean,
you can
hard
do
drives
that.
are all the same physical size. It's
But
just
no,
internal.
well-
Unless they're gonna put 2 hard drives in there, which would be stupid.
But also, I guess so. But
Unless you put like a solid state drive.
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like there's a reason why laptops don't have optical drives anymore.
Well, one, because it's all digital.
Yeah.
Which is what.
and it
NX
gives you
is
more room
supposed
for a
to be.
battery.
True, and then
Which-
the optical drives break too.
Exactly.
Going in and out.
Exactly. My PS3 optical drive broke twice.
Right.
So
Just less hardware failure.
it's less hardware failure. It's cheaper to manufacture.
That's true.
And like if this is the console handheld hybrid,
I just wonder how it's going to affect retailers. I mean, obviously, we both work at Best Buy. Are they going to carry cards?
well,
Is it going to be physical games?
that's what a lot of people are saying. A lot of like one theory from Review Tech USA, which is a channel run by this guy named Rich. Really good. It's a cool channel. I like it. The guy is very opinionated, which I like, even though I disagree with him half the time. But still, at least someone has balls. He had a theory that we have SD cards that go up to 128 gigabytes that actually read faster than discs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and Fallout 4 was a 40 gig game. So, it would make sense if you could put a game on an SD card or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that now. It is cheaper to put
like,
on discs.
Have a game like kind of like how the DS. Those games are on like
those DS cards.
Yeah, like a little cartridge.
But like it'd be kind of funny if it was like full circle. Like it's almost like going back to cartridges, except something very more reliable.
More capacity, faster.
Yeah, so
load times.
Like,
well, I mean, if anything, what they could do is they could just sell download codes at like Best Buy. You get like like how you get an iTunes card, and to redeem it, you need to use that code.
What would prevent anyone from just downloading from the console and avoiding the middleman altogether?
Gifts. A lot of people
Gifts,
don't want
gift cards.
Yeah, a lot of people don't want their credit card on a system, especially for a child.
Right. Okay.
So I mean, like think of how many horror stories you hear about. Like a kid uses their parents' iPhone, they buy hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. So
that's when they send their kids to play in traffic looking for Pikachu.
Like, not to go off topic, but I think that we should just remove the warning labels off stuff and just see who survives.
Not Damien, that's for sure.
That's Bill for you, everybody.
Just see who survives. Have our own little Darwinism.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean,
but yeah,
it's needed, but
I know
it's a terrible thing to do, Bill. That's terrible.
Oh, shame.
I'm excited for NX. A lot of people are saying it's coming out mid-generation.
I don't know. The Wii U's not selling well, so I think it's time for them to cut their losses and jump on this one right away.
I absolutely agree.
Wii U kind of flopped.
And not
we're gonna be.
It didn't kind of.
Anyway.
It flopped.
I mean, 12 million
flop.
is not bad, but how long it's been out? That's the bad part. It's been out for almost 4 years already. Right?
Oh, dude, yeah. The sales are awful.
Yeah.
It's one of the worst selling consoles ever.
Right.
And which is a shame because I love my Wii U. I really do love it. But a lot of people are complaining, but it's going to come out like mid-cycle. Isn't that weird? But if you think about it, Sega Genesis came out in 1989, and Super Nintendo came out in 1991. And Super Nintendo still sold twice as many consoles as Sega Genesis.
It was a better system.
Because, yeah, it is a better system. So, like, it comes down to the hardware. And, like, you know...
I don't know. I just think the whole aspect with the gamepad, whatever that thing's called for the Wii U, just wasn't getting through to customers. I don't think they knew. I don't think Nintendo knew how to use it or developers knew how to use it.
It all came down to marketing, too. A lot of people thought the gamepad was an attachment to the Wii.
Right.
Because when they announced it at that E3, the games that they showed would look like Wii games.
Right. It looks like it was just going to be another attachment.
Yeah.
Kind of like how the disc was for the Sega Genesis or whatever Sega console that was.
Like, why would... And, like, that's the thing. Like,
Why couldn't it have been?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they just develop the gamepad and had the Wii last a couple more years?
I think it's just because they wanted to still ride the Wii train. Dude, Wii sold 102 million consoles.
I believe it. It's a family-oriented console, and it kind of brings the family together.
But also, too, like, there were fantastic games for it.
There were, yeah.
Like, a lot of people say Wii U wasn't for the hardcore gamer, which, yes, it wasn't aimed for that, but...
It got other people into gaming.
Yeah, it did get other people into gaming, and, like, there was the Super
young
Mario
kids
Galaxy
in the gaming
games.
early, like when you give them a little bit of heroin. You get them hooked early.
Exactly.
So they keep coming back.
You still got your Mario, Metroid, and Zeldas for it.
Yeah.
And you got some weird you got a Sin and Punishment sequel. Weird. Trying to think of other games that came out for Wii that were just like fantastic.
Well, the new Mario Brothers that came out with it, like when Iwata announced, like, he said, yeah, it's gonna outsell the next Call of Duty. Everybody was like, no fucking way, and it did. It sold like almost double or triple what the Call of Duty. I forget which one it came out at the same time, but it destroyed it in terms of sales.
Yeah.
What year?
2000.
Are you talking about New Super Mario Brothers Wii?
Yeah, for the Wii.
Yeah,
in the red case.
Yep.
Wii.
For Wii. And Mario Kart Wii.
Modern Warfare 3? I'm trying to think.
I think it was that. Or it was Black Ops 1. It was either that
No,
or...
it wasn't Black Ops 1.
It wasn't?
No. Regardless,
Yeah.
it
Black
outsold
Ops
it
2?
easily.
But...
Yeah,
and
that's
Mario
classic,
Kart Wii sold almost 40 million copies, which is... Mario Kart Wii is one of the highest selling video games of all time.
I mean, Mario Kart in general is just one of the best games.
Yeah, I mean that and Smash Brothers are actually Nintendo's highest selling franchises is Mario Kart and Smash Brothers. Mario in general,
well, obviously,
it sells a lot, but Mario Kart is the highest selling Mario series. A lot of people like complain that there's not a lot of Metroid games, but like Metroid games don't sell that well.
Yeah,
Zelda sells well because it's
been around.
It's
just
also
almost as long as
Because
Mario.
the
There's no
same
bad
people
Zelda
buying
game.
it though. Like
What's
the
that?
thing with Metroid is you can't get new people into it, kind of.
Yeah.
Whereas Zelda you can, but the people who are buying Zelda games have played, how many of the last ones. And Mario Party, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, it's because they're party games.
Right.
That's what it
And
is.
I
So
think,
that's why you
as
can
far
sell
as
more.
marketing behind the Metroid games, like
Yeah.
you can market a Smash Brothers, you can market a Mario Kart, even some of the Zelda games you can market. It's just not many people know Samus and
the
Bowser.
the Metroid game that they marketed the best was Metroid Other M, but that game was bad. Like Metroid Other M was terrible. It was you came off a trilogy that was probably one of the best trilogies of all time, and then like you make Other M, which like idea wise it wasn't on paper it's not bad, but it just was executed pretty poorly. I don't know. I like Samus that doesn't speak. I like a lot of my protagonists to not speak because it makes me feel like I'm in the game. Unless you're
It's
playing,
just
like,
because you're a sexist. That's why you don't want Samus to speak.
yeah.
Bastard. It's 2016, Connor.
Yeah,
Shut
get
up,
with
Bill.
So, all right, back to the NX. So, do you think it's still going to have motion controls?
No, in fact, I don't want it to. I had 2 systems of motion controls. I'm not over it, but I have
Great.
those systems.
PS Move.
Yeah.
Who
Please.
bought that? Come on.
Well, I don't know. You got
I
PlayStation
would-
VR now.
Prefer them not to put it in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
just
don't think it really enhances the gameplay much.
Right.
give me an evolution of the GameCube controller. Like, give
Mm-hmm.
me something that feels like I'm holding a GameCube controller, but like legitimate analog sticks.
Yeah. Not those little weird C-pad
Yeah.
things. Or C-sticks.
Again, it's probably not going to be like that. It's probably going to kind of look like the Wii U Pro controller because the Wii U Pro controller is an awesome controller.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's kind of like the old.
It lasts
Nintendo controller.
80 hours.
I wish I could last 80 hours.
Nah, man, you just get tired.
It's true.
Your arms would be huge.
See what you
Nice.
did there.
Okay.
But like if it's a portable hybrid combo, maybe they'll set up a connection between the 3DS or whatever.
Yeah, and they're
else
not
comes
abandoning
out
the
with.
3DS. I mean, they just
Well, no,
released.
It's a great selling handheld console.
Dude,
Compared to how bad the Vita's flopped,
oh yeah,
the Nintendo's taking advantage of that.
and 3DS has amazing games, and they're still developing games.
I know.
Metroid Prime.
I want
Federation
one of
Force
those
comes out later.
20th anniversary
Mm-hmm.
Charizard or Blastoise.
I know. I might have to just pick up a handheld and play it
3DS.
one more time. I still have my Game Boy SP with Leaf
Me too.
Green.
Oh, dude,
Yes.
Me too.
Game Boy Advance SP was
Remember that? Like the little
yeah.
square looking thing? But yeah,
that light up screen was so revolutionary,
I
man.
remember the fucking
Changed my
little
life.
book light we had to use to connect. I don't know. It's just Nintendo's kind of burned a lot of people in the past that I don't know how well the NX can bring them back as far as the Wii U.
Still got a shit ton of loyal fans though.
They do.
So, I mean, you had 12 million people buy the Wii U, so maybe if the NX gets good reviews and has a good release lineup, I think the game lineup is going to be important too.
yeah.
As far as, I mean, you mentioned that Star Fox is going to come out on the Wii U. What's going to be a new Zelda game for the NX? Is it another new Mario game?
I'm sure what it's probably gonna be is that the rumor is that they're gonna port Smash Brothers to NX,
Right.
which would be really smart. And because there's obviously people who like Nintendo, but were like,
I like the Smash Brothers games. I
Yeah.
haven't had one since
like if
Melee.
they announce Smash Brothers for Wii U for NX with like an extra character and like updated online modes, would you buy NX?
It definitely got me interested.
Yeah, and like there hasn't been a Mario game announced since Super Mario 3D
right,
World,
yeah.
which was 2 years ago.
Close to it had to be, yeah.
So
Well, I mean, not counting Mario Maker,
yeah,
Right, no, like, a
like actual
side
story
scroll.
mode.
Yeah, actual
Mario,
side
yeah.
scroller.
story for Mario is
Yeah.
not.
And I don't know. I think third parties gonna have a lot to do with it too.
Yeah, they have to because Nintendo and third parties have a really rough relationship because
They're more. I don't want to say kid systems, but the
well, it all comes down to hardware too, and not even just hardware like that's not as powerful as the competitors. But I'm talking about hardware back
controller too.
but I'm also talking back when the systems were normal, like the Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64, which besides the Nintendo 64 had normal controllers, but
All you need is a
Nintendo-
Mad Catz controller, man.
yeah.
Yeah, they break in 2 minutes.
Not to mention they're the most uncomfortable, ugliest pieces of shit.
The cartridges that Nintendo would patent.
Right.
So you had to use that cartridge. So Nintendo sold the cartridges. Each cartridge would sell for like $40 each.
Right. And I also think Nintendo's been like a step behind as far as new technology. Like they released N64 cartridges when PlayStation was on disc.
Yeah.
They had the fucking mini disc for GameCube, and that
Yeah.
was the stupidest thing ever.
Well, and also too, like, but like, the developers would be so pissed off at the cartridges because
It limits them.
it not because it limits them, because cartridges actually aren't as limiting as you think. Size wise, they are, but they actually have benefits
That's what I'm
over
saying.
discs. They don't get load times.
Right.
It is easier to develop for. The only thing is, it sucks. It's the producing, because like Nintendo, when they sell, you buy each individual console, each individual cartridge. If let's say like the cartridge would sell for like $40 each, so if you have to buy 1 million cartridges, you're buying $40 for each cartridge, like 1 million cartridges at $40 each. And if your game, let's say, sells 500,000 copies,
You're not making money.
You're at a loss.
Yeah.
And like they've actually run game developer companies out of business in the 90s doing that, but Nintendo still walked away with cash.
Of course.
So
'cause they had to sell the cartridges.
it goes back years of being shitty to third parties.
Yeah.
Like a long time. It's just that's why Nintendo that's why a lot of people, third parties, don't care. They're just sorry.
Yeah.
You know?
1, sales; 2, hardware; 3,
Yeah.
the software. It's
They have a
just not
lot
there.
to fix.
Yeah.
I really wish that Nintendo PlayStation, that combination
Yeah.
actually would have been released.
Oh yeah, that
I
would
would
have
have
been the
loved
coolest
to
thing ever.
What was
see
that?
what
Right
that would
before
have been
the PlayStation 1 was announced or
Yeah.
released. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sony
right
was
after
supposed to-
they broke that apart, they went for
Yeah,
the
Sony was
PlayStation
supposed
1.
to develop a optical drive for the
That really bit
SNES.
Nintendo in the ass.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that partnership, because then it developed another competitor for them.
Yep.
Who's has the
Dominated.
fastest selling
Yeah.
system in the world.
So
So
NX summary. What are you looking for?
Me, I'm looking for. I don't want discs. I don't want an optical drive. I want something that's compact and powerful, and something that could be on the go as well. I don't know if I'm like super hyped about that because I have my 3DS and I honestly love my 3DS.
I was actually going to say, when you mentioned on the go, isn't that going to cannibalize the sales of 3DS?
Exactly. Unless Nintendo does like the 3-pillar system again, which was super successful during the Wii, DS, and Game Boy Advance days. But the Game Boy Advance only really had another 2-year
I
life
was
cycle.
going to say that cycle was kind of over with the 3DS.
Yeah. And
Or DS.
yeah, the DS. The DS is the second highest selling console of all time. It's like literally like a couple 100,000 behind PS2.
Yeah.
And
PS2. Wow.
yeah. And what else was I gonna say? I don't want an optical drive. I want something that's really powerful, like just 1080p, 60 frames per second. That
You would hope.
and like it's obviously gonna at least rival the Xbox One and PS4 because it would cost more money to get the older hardware into their system, and just because it's not really as manufactured as much anymore. And like it's just, why wouldn't you just have better hardware?
they need to catch up in terms of hardware, so it makes
I mean,
sense.
it just depends how much money they put into R&D. Now, do you think backwards compatibility is going to be a thing?
I don't.
Because if there's no optical drive, unless everything's downloaded from the Nintendo store.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and not to mention, things just work better digitally. I still have an NES. I still have Mega Man 2, which is one of my favorite games. Dude, trying to load that game is such a hassle, and I've actually just like not wanted to play it. I bought Mega Man 3 on my Wii U Virtual Console, and it
Right.
works every time I put it on.
I mean, then again, how old is that technology?
Yeah, but still, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
it's already downloaded to your
Yeah,
drive.
it's just like,
Exactly.
dude, I don't care. I'll pay $5 to get it again. Like, if
Sure.
it's a game I really love. Like,
Of course, yeah.
it's like my old PS1 games don't work because they're just so beaten up and scratched. But then I bought Final Fantasy VII on PS3 digitally. Works every time. I don't have to worry about it. Just give it to me digitally.
Right.
So
I'll give it to you digitally.
yeah, thanks, Patrick. What do you?
Are you interested in NX, or would you?
I would definitely be interested if it has things like that. Probably not right away.
Yeah.
See if I can afford it.
depending what the
I'm more
launch
likely
price
to
is.
get an Xbox One over that.
Yeah.
Not for any reason, just because
Game lineup.
Gears and their lineup and backwards compatibility, because I still have a bunch of 360 games. And, my 360 still works.
Oh, mine does too. I gave it to my
But-
brother.
The way it connects to my TV, like the picture quality has gone down. So, it's whatever.
What if NX was launching with Smash Brothers, like the port that we play all the time, plus an extra character, a dope like a Mario Galaxy 3?
Yeah.
Would you get it?
Yeah. I mean, I would get it either way, but yeah, that would make me more likely to get it right away.
Like at launch?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
unless if they did a bundle with Smash Brothers just to sell more units, that would be the smartest thing.
That would
Yeah,
be
I would
a
definitely get a
genius.
bundle
yeah,
thing.
I think that's what they would have to do.
I think it'd be stupid if they didn't do that.
Right. Because if they bundled it with any other game, maybe a Mario game, but if they bundled it with Smash, they would
Or
sell.
Mario Kart.
Or a Mario Kart game.
Glad I thought of that myself.
Yeah.
Not from some piece of shit sitting next to Bill.
Connors?
Well, you got two on either side.
Yeah, I know. I know. I just think the lineup is going to have to be something special, the launch lineup, because,
Yeah.
I mean, look at the PlayStation 4. That didn't have the best launch
It
lineup.
has to launch a Mario game, just because, I mean,
But how much more can Mario sell? Like
a lot.
The name itself, I don't know if
Yeah.
it's going to get new people interested.
Dude, it's
If
like
it's
Mickey
another
Mouse.
side scroller, I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
It's like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
It'll make
it's just
money
one of those
forever.
things. Like, my mom knows who Mario is.
Right.
Like, my mom, I'm going to be 25 in less than 2 weeks. My mom, literally, like, in December, like, before Christmas, she's like, is there a new Mario game for you that's coming out? And I was like, wow.
Wasn't there a new one for 3DS coming out?
Well, there's Mario and Luigi Paper Jam that already came out. Really good reviews. I'm probably gonna pick it up pretty soon, because it's like a crossover between Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi series.
yeah.
The Mario and Luigi series is such an underrated, great series. Probably one of the best turn-based RPG series ever. Shout out to whoever develops that game. But yeah,
Yeah, you got your shout out.
I don't know. NX. I really hope it's super powerful and super awesome.
And no fucking motion.
Yeah,
I don't need I just want to sit down
Yep.
and hold the controller.
Exactly. I'm not over motion controls, but I have 2 systems of motion controls.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. I don't think it does the game any
And don't name it
wonders.
anything Wii.
Oh, God.
Get
That's
off the Wii
name,
train.
too.
The
I
Wii
think
3.
The name, yeah, Wii 3.
Or We Us?
Wii 3 wouldn't be terrible, but
Oh,
it
God.
would.
The name, I think, is going to be more important than
They
anything
need to
else.
just
Yeah, they need to get
stop.
rid of it. I get it. Like, but if they did go with Wii 3 at least makes sense, because at least it tells people that it's not like the same freaking Wii.
Yeah.
So
It's not like going from the
That's
Xbox
better than
360
Xbox
to the
One.
Xbox One.
yeah,
Right, yeah,
it'd
that
be
was-
better than Xbox One if they said that.
Right.
But yeah, I think
But-
I'm over.
We'll see. I mean, you think they're going to announce something at E3 for the Wii 3?
I wouldn't be surprised if they announced anything. I wouldn't be surprised if they announced NX before E3, but then showed off the games at E3.
It's possible. That makes sense. Well,
Yeah.
like another Nintendo Direct or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean,
I
we'll see
think-
you in June.
Yeah, we'll see. So I think that concludes the podcast, unless Pat has anything else to say.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, Bill, you have something else to say?
No, follow me on Twitter, I guess.
Yeah.
I have 2 accounts, one personal, so if you can see my drunk tweets when I'm in AC, and then if you're into sports and all that shit, bpiv_sports. Very simple. And if you're a fan of NXT, listen to my podcast. Post every Thursday.
I will include links for those in
Yeah.
the description.
And
Thank
also, too, follow me and Pat on Twitter. I'm at Less Than Connor.
At Rip Pat Mick, but you don't have to follow Connor. He doesn't say anything.
No,
good.
actually follow
it's just
me over
terrible
Pat.
jokes.
What joke is terrible?
Or Connor's analogies.
99% of the.
Name them.
There's too many shitty ones to name.
Oh, you tell them all at work, and I just...
I think
Those
everyone,
ones I don't tweet.
everyone
Oh,
here
okay.
can agree that you say you tell shitty jokes. All right, we're
We'll end
done.
it there.
I have nothing to say.
Wow.